If you're feeling out of sorts, lacking get up and go, and have a sense that you need to take yourself in hand but haven't got the energy to do so, then me too. And so what I thought I'd do is explore some poems, a number of poems that I've written over the years that together come up with a journey that I perhaps need to take myself on, and therefore you may also find benefit from going on the journey with me. You can listen to all of the poems, or if you look at the time stamps, then you can have a look at if there's a particular poem that resonates with how you're feeling. I'm Alison Smith, and I use metaphor, including poetry, as a means of helping us get back on track when we are lost or don't know what to do. The first poem is called Drawing a Line in the Sand, and it feels like this is what I need to do. This is why I'm doing the video. This is why I've pulled the poems together. So let's start with drawing a line in the sand, because that might help you draw the line in the sand and to commit to continuing the journey with me and taking action to get to the other side of this lack of get up and go. Oh, so many times I've drawn the line in the sand, wanting to walk away from that which no longer serves. Too many times walking away only to return, like a moth to the flame, forgetting my desire to be free of its enchantment. How then do I draw the line and then walk away from that line, knowing I will not step back over the line again, nor will I return? What is the difference that will make the difference? For some, it may be the length of line, the direction of the line, the breadth or shape of the line, or the commitment with which the line was drawn. Instead of half-hearted drawing, it certainly requires convicted drawing, letting go of the perfection needed for the drawing too, taking time to adequately plan the drawing, and certainly a lack of distraction. It's not, though, just about drawing the line. It's about our actions thereafter, seeing the line and then stepping away from it, turning our back on the line, never to look back, to park the old story, to lock it away and throw away the key, and commit to starting a new story, a story that supports and nourishes. When will you draw that line in the sand? And I'll put a link to the blog. I don't think I did a video, but there is a blog on this where I went out and drew a line in the sand, and that's where this poem arose from. You can't just draw any line. You have to do it with conviction, and there's a real sense of that not looking back. So making a decision, stepping forward, and then not looking back. I think the other thing is to remember why we're wanting to step forward, why we're wanting to get to the other side of a gap. In a minute, there's going to be a poem about getting from one side of the void to another. But I remember when I was having a new knee that the World Got Smaller poem talks to how I was feeling. And I think sometimes when we've not got any got up and go, we've forgotten how small our world has got. Infinitesimally, each day for the last 20 years, my world has got smaller. Unobserved, no resistance, just acceptance and allowing. Believing it's just the way it is, that life gets smaller over time, that dreams once cherished start to feel like fairy tales, and distances travelled become shorter and shorter. Not giving up, nor fighting for what was or might be, more a resignation for what is. My world got smaller, and I didn't even notice. And I wrote that, and it helps me remember that life, especially when I'm feeling like I am, and that I'm assuming that you are, which is why you're listening, that not to give up on our dreams, that it's just the fact that every day we've bought into a belief, we've bought into the hard workness, we've bought into the, oh, that won't work. So we've bought into some of the mindset that we've got going on that has enabled us to think that what we've got is all we can have. Okay, so the next one, and I've done a drawing and I'll show you the drawing here, is the space between. In the space between where I am and where I want to be, there's a void that's holding me back, a void stopping me from progressing, too wide to cross in a single step, too deep to climb down without fear of injury, and too long to navigate around without getting lost. The void has become a destination in its own right, draining energy and joy from my life as I spend time defending and defining its existence. How then do I get to the other side, leave the void behind, and confidently move forwards to an as yet undetermined destination? I know the answer and just fear it, because I know that what I need and will take very soon is a giant leap, a leap across the void, a leap to, well, the answer to that will only be known once I've taken that giant leap, when I am at the other side. And whilst that poem talks to that space, that void, to getting the confidence, the trust to take that leap, there's a few poems now about holding on tight and inviting us to release, because I think sometimes we're holding on to the known because the other side of the void is the unknown, is that what we don't know. And even though we know life's got smaller at this side, at least it's known. Holding on so tight I can hardly breathe. Holding on to the known and familiar, to the fear, the doubt, the less than helpful and out-of-date beliefs. And oh, to the control. Control that started as a safety blanket and yet over time has become a straitjacket, restricting and constraining, letting no one in and nothing out. A realisation now that it is me who is the jailer, a jailer who has lost the keys and perhaps even the energy to find them. Which isn't a brilliant end to a poem, but I think it's a reminder that, yeah, we've got the keys, we can forget that we've got the keys and sometimes lose the energy and motivation to go and find them. And what I'm hoping is this series of poems will provide you with that, not kick, but that nudge to find those keys, get them out, open the door, step beyond where you are, into beyond the void, into something new. Metamorphosis talks to that a little bit. If I stop fighting for what I've fought for so long, am I giving up? If I step into a new way of being, am I labelling the old one a failure? If I no longer know what is true for me, have I wasted my life until now? Metamorphosis is a challenging time. It requires that we let go of the old, not because it didn't work, because it will no longer continue to work. What was right for the stream will no longer work for the river, and what worked for the river will not work for the ocean. No judgment, just an allowing that enables us to let go of the old and step into the new ways of being, new beliefs, new opportunities, and new me. Which brings us nicely onto a poem, To Move Towards the New, which expands a little bit on that fight, the dance we might have with the old and the new. To move towards the new requires that you let go of the old, embrace new beliefs and new ways of being. What, though, about the old beliefs, the old ways of being, discarded like rubbish at the side of the road? Beliefs that were once cherished, held dear, believed, beliefs that provided grounding and a knowing about how the world works. New beliefs can emerge to replace the old, quietly, unseen, whispering for only a small change in viewpoint. Other new beliefs appear, loudly, seen, heard and felt well in advance, demanding the change. And then there are the troublesome beliefs, the beliefs you'd rather not to be true, the beliefs that throw your life up in the air, The evidence supports these beliefs, the unsurmountable data pointing you in a different direction, and yet you yearn for the old beliefs, want so desperately for them to be true. Letting go then requires that you step over the line and not look back, that you trust the evidence, that you trust your new ways of seeing. New beliefs may replace them later as new evidence emerges, and yet you know you will never return to the old. The old was then, and this is now. Let go. Don't look back. Step into the new. Accept your future. And I suppose these last few poems talk to what it feels like to be the other side. After before. After what was there before, after letting go of what no longer serves, after releasing the old and embracing the new, after taking that giant leap. Who do I want to be? What do I want to do? Where shall I go? And when will I do it? After offers a sweet realization of all the opportunities before me, and I can't wait to embrace them. Who knew? Who knew life could be so much more expanded, brighter and effortless? It's as if there's more space between every fibre of my being, allowing me to breathe, allowing me to dream and to bring those dreams into reality. Who knew that life could change? That I would have the confidence to take the giant leap, to leap from where I was to where I want to be? Who knew there could be a lightness of being, one I remember from long ago? That joy and laughter would return too. That I would come home, not home in the sense of bricks and mortar, a home within my soul, a home that nurtures, inspires and supports me. Who knew? You are ready. Time to weigh up anchor, leave the harbour and let the wind fill the sails. With destinations currently unimagined, unknown and unseen beyond the horizon, trusting that the destinations will become clear and having faith that the journey will be an adventure too. Knowing this is what you've trained for all your life, and every person, memory and skill was preparing you for what is to come. This is the right place. This is the right time. You are what is needed and you are ready. Do leave in comments any questions. I've got a number of other poems that I could have used, and this would have been 30 minutes. So if there's something that's come up for you, there's a chance that I've written a poem about it, or may have gone out into nature and taken lack of confidence, taken overwhelm, whatever it is that you're feeling, out into nature to get insight from nature, and I can just point you in the direction of a video that I've done on the subject, or even give me a topic that I've not covered and then I'll either write a poem or go out into nature. But hopefully something here, one of the poems or the journey through the poems, has inspired your metamorphosis, has inspired you to draw a line in the sand, to take a step from where you are, from that known, into the unknown, but trusting that your soul, is ready and the time is now. I'm Alison Smith, and if you've liked what I've shared today, do follow, do like and do leave a comment. Thank you.